This is
Riley, how are you?
I'm doing well. Riley, do you want to tell the audience exactly what you do and what you are promoting?
Well, actually, I'm doing a couple of things. I just started into real estate. I also do casework. In my past hobby and time, I do a lot of astrology studying. Very interested in the occult and how things go and how the planets move and how it affects our personalities, so on and so forth. So I was invited by my special guest. Well, actually, I'm her guest.
You are a special guest. I'm not the special guest. I'm just here making you look good.
Y'all know what it is.
Can you
Yes.
tell? Hey, Riley and I have wonderful conversations over the phone. We can spend hours together talking about
That's correct.
the occult.
That's right.
The occult. I checked his birth chart out because that's what I do. I love to check out people's birth chart. Riley, listen, I wanted to talk about what Aries would do. What type of dictator would you be?
In all honesty, if I was a dictator, I would run a very tight and strict regime. I honestly believe that I know exactly what needs to be done, something to run right. But I would have advisors and I would listen, but at the end of the day, it's going to be my way.
And that's the most amazing quality that I love about Aries.
Pretty much.
If you had an opportunity to be in a pornographic movie, what would your pseudonym be or your stage name be?
Wow.
Come on, you know.
It would have to be something regarding deep penetration, pounding, some level of aggression. I would definitely say the pounder.
You know, I'm not surprised. I thought you would say something like that, but the pounder hounder.
Right. So yeah,
Or
for sure.
what?
For sure. No, I'll say pounder. Something of that regard. It has to end with start or end with pound, something like that.
Okay, let's move on. Grand Theft Auto, GTA, right? If you were a character in GTA, how would you act? Would you be a good law-abiding citizen, or?
When I play GTA, when I used to play GTA, I was a dude. I would always go to the rough neighborhoods and get out. I would in fact, it was called Grove Street. I would get out on Grove Street. I get out on Grove Street and just light the whole block up. And the best part of GTA, I love the cop chasing. I love the gunplay. It has to have some violence to it. It cannot just be like I'm driving around locations. I don't care about none of that. I want to give me what the action is. If there's no action, I'm done. I want to give me what the action is. If there's no action, I'm done. Doing missions, nah. I want to get out and do something.
Okay. Yeah. What type of car would you drive, by the way, in GTA?
It would have to be. It would be. If it was me, I'd have the red Lamborghini.
The red
Sure. Yup.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. All right. So, if you have a lifetime opportunity to be in a show, what would your show be about? If you had a lifetime opportunity to be in a show, direct it, produce it, write it, whatever the title may be, what would your show be about?
I would like to
It
have.
could be on HBO, by the way.
I would like to have a show that deals with finding people who don't have a lot of money but have exceptional talent, and they can't get discovered because they don't have the resources. So I would actually have a show. We would go and find talent. You don't have to come to us. We go out and find. We scout and we find in college, universities, jobs, and we give you an opportunity. I would like something to do something like. I would love something like that because it'll be giving back to people who really have talent. It may not even have the confidence. May not even not sure if they should do it or not. But at the same time, we're gonna put them in a position to succeed if they want to.
Okay. I love that.
And it has to be exciting. But the one thing about the show, it has to have a lot of action to it. Like we need constant things happening. We don't really want things to get slow. So we want to see dancing and singing and doing tricks. I don't care what your talent is. I don't care if you know how to play chess well.
Like America's Got Talent, sort of, right?
Yeah, but see, they come to the show.
The hood has talent? Would it be the hood has
No,
talent? You said poor people.
Well, I mean, you can be poor, not necessarily in the hood. I mean, you could live basically. You could be middle class and still.
You said the hood got talent.
I never said the hood. You said the hood. We go out. People that don't have the resource. Okay, poor, but not necessarily hood. We don't have to go to the project. We could. We can go to the projects. You know what I'm saying? We can go to the project if we need to. But we can go to the middle of America. We can go to you know what
Oh, so you're not being biased.
The hood got talent.
Really? What was the longest relationship you've ever been in? Like, how many months?
You knows how she didn't say years, right? She said months. That's a sub right there. She's trying to imply Aries don't stick around too long. And we just pound and go. My long relationship, off and on, is just straight. Damn. Maybe she is right. My long relationship was straight, was probably like 2.5 years.
Oh, 2.5 years.
Don't fall now. I almost fell telling you. She was a Taurus.
A Taurus. Oh my God.
She had to put up a lot of my bullshit.
She put up with your bullshit?
She had to. Because 2.5 years with me is a long time. But you know, but this is a long time ago. This when I was a little younger. So, but now, as the Aries gets a little bit older and he begins to mellow out, he begins to understand the value of people other than himself.
Really? So
You lost that privilege. Talk to me like that. I'm being dead serious.
you lost your privilege with me.
That's it. Yes.
What would you do if you invited a girl to your house? It's pretty bad smell permeating through your house, like half of your house. Would you still have sex with her afterwards?
Absolutely not. It's your first time at my house and you taking shits in my house? Like, you basically just told me you don't give a shit. If I'm not number one, then there is none.
You feel like you're not number one anymore?
It's the fact that she's first time at my house and she's taking a shit like that. You mean to tell me you that comfortable or you that conscious that you're not even trying to shit before you come out on a date? You just so used to pulling your pants down.
Maybe it was the Kettle One and cranberry mix.
Then that means she be peeing. You can pee all day.
There's some men that are okay with women telling them what to do. Am I right or wrong? Okay. Is that like a mommy thing? Basically, what to do, when to do it, how to do it, stuff like that. Just call you every 5 minutes or just breathe down your neck about every little thing that you do. And then there's some women are like, hey, you could have all the leash in the world and You know, I trust you, honey, because this relationship is based on trust. And so if you do something wrong, then you do something wrong. And then there's some women are like insecure. And why are some men comfortable with the women who are more in control, need to be in control of the relationship instead of the man being in control of it?
I think that certain signs have more of a masculine energy. Certain signs have a natural leadership energy. And some signs are the opposite. Certain men don't have a problem with women having control or power because sometimes there's a level of absentee fatherhood in the homes. So if your astrological chart is naturally a little more passive in nature, in conjunction with absentee fatherhood, that what's going to usually happen in that regard is that it's going to amplify that behavior, because there's no daddy in the house. Mommy's been in control. Mommy's been in control all since you know her. So now you're going to transfer that energy to the woman that you choose.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
The reason why the men are acting flaky, women they want to take control, women they're complaining, because it's the nature versus the nurture. The conditions in which they were put in, absentee father, is the nurture. But the nature of a man is, when he's in direct nature with himself, is to be ahead, is to lead, is to make decisions, is to listen, and also understand that he's not always right as well. But if you're grown up in a passive or submissive environment, you're struggling with what you've been used to what your nature is telling you should do. And that's the conflict. That's why you have a 1 minute, why are you telling me what to do? And the 1 minute asking you to tell me to do something. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it briefly. I mean, I can get deeper than that, but short stamp. So you want to tap into that? Add into that? Disagree, agree, or?
It's weakness to me. Pure weakness. Because it's what you call hypocrisy.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what I mean? Like here it is, these rap songs and these ballers and, in the locker room, you're like, man. And then when you get home, you're like, yes, honey, whatever you say. Nothing wrong with that. But don't fucking go to the locker room. Don't go to your job and complain about your woman when if your woman says sit down, you will sit. If your woman tells you to roll over, you're going to roll over.
Right. Well, but see now, what that comes in play is I like to call that the beta man. The beta man has somewhere in his journey in life decided that his fear of losing her has made him weak. When you're not afraid to lose, you probably won't lose.
So and it's fear.
It's fear of being alone.
Wow.
It's fear of not being able to tell her to keep her mouth closed.
Wow.
And when you are afraid to talk to her in the fashion in which she may feel she deserves to hear it, because she's probably testing you so you can check her sometimes. But you're so afraid to not check her because you're either dependent on her, because you're afraid to lose her, or because you don't have the wherewithal or know how to be a leader. So because you don't know how to lead, you don't do leadership things. And and after a while, she says, nobody knows a man better than this woman. She has studied you. She has analyzed you. She has totally watched your every move. You may think she's not watching. You may think that it's subtle things, sometimes very small. But what she's actually doing is she wants to see, are you worthy of certain levels of submission? And putting your foot down does not mean physical aggression. It does not mean verbal aggression. It's the ability to let her know you have your own mind and you will exercise it, and you will talk to her in the same fashion in which she talks to you, and you will expect the same respect that you give her. And if she is not willing to do that, then that's okay. You don't have to be a part of that. See, the fact that you want to stay in that zone, you want to be able to to put up with that, you're showing her that you're not confident in yourself. So if you don't believe in yourself, how the hell are you gonna have her believe in you?
Exactly. But I guess, you're right. I mean, the combination of losing someone, that fear of losing someone, that's codependency. Am I right?
Yeah, it is. But you know what? If you look at a lot of TV shows, a lot of music, a lot of time we listen to shows and music that always talk about, I'm gonna do what I have to do, like that running after her while she's in the plane. Oh, honey, I want to marry you. All that type of shit. A lot of TV, a lot of things are geared towards a very romantic way of doing things.
Romantic.
And sometimes it plays into the beta man role. You see a lot of men are great providers, but you know what? I'm gonna say this, and people might disagree with me, but I'm gonna make sense when I say this. A lot of times, the alpha male is usually the one who usually will get the woman pregnant. And sometimes the beta male may be the man who takes care of her offspring because he provides financially. But it's who she really wants to be with. And she may not can't stand him because she probably can't get him the way she may want him because because of his alpha status, he has options. So it's a very sensitive line between why am I attracted to men that ain't shit and why the men that love me so much I can't stand. It's because of the energy and the vibration that man gives off. So even though that man ain't shit, he can't really be controlled. He has a dominant facade. Women flock to him. People love him. He's just a general in all aspects. And he gets, as in nature, he gets to mate. He has options,
How are the alpha and the beta men? They cheat?
Well, see.
Am I wrong, or
no.
Is there a thin line between that two?
Well, I think alpha probably cheats more than beta, and when betas cheat, they probably pay for it.
Point in my life, and at this, moment in history of my life, I do not want to deal with anyone that. And I don't care if you're an alpha male. I don't care if you're a beta male. I do not want to deal with anyone who doesn't know themselves. Whenever I find someone, and I'm not looking for anyone. That's the thing. It's like I'm not even looking for anyone because I am just so fed up with the disgust of the word. It's just like it's good. It's in your bloodstream. Right. Cheating and if you're not cheating, you're probably mess with somebody else that was messing with like 5 other people. It's all in your. I mean, I'm literally dissecting this in my head, and I'm like, what if that person messed with somebody 5 years ago that was mess with somebody that might have had HIV. These things go through my head now. It's driving me crazy, and so I've been staying away from sex. For months now, and that is not who I am.
Right. They're just finding studies out that I kind of knew about, but now it's becoming more common knowledge that even men that don't get a woman pregnant, once he ejaculates in her, there's a storage of DNA in her of all the men that she's been with. You can get that out. If it's called like a yoni steam, and you can cleanse out. But if you don't know about these things, you will carry on the vibration and energy of men that have been inside you. And sometimes men will be like, yo, why she's acting so masculine and aggressive? It's because a lot of times she's storing that same energy that she carried from other men before her.
Interesting.
And it's almost like it's a detox that's necessary. And I tell people that when you're about to enter something new, you want to detox yourself from people as much as you can, possibly, so you can start fresh as much as possible. And same thing with men. If you constantly sleep with the type of women that are not on your level for the sake of just sex, what you're doing is you're depleting yourself. And what you're doing is you're going to carry yourself in a manner where even when you're ready for something, you won't attract. See, one thing people have to understand about when it comes to attraction, the law of it, is it's not what you do when I first meet you and I say, hi, how are you? It's what I do in your absence that will also attract you to me on a subconscious level. Who you are and the character that you have in your private life is going to permeate and is going to be who you are when people first be around you. That's why I don't hug a lot of people. Because I don't like to give off that type of energy. So when I do hug you, it's because I feel an attraction for you. I feel a connection with you. So you feel it through me. You know, when you start, so so imagine, take that with sex. You know,
It carries on.
It carries on. I mean, I have a copy of my STD report in my phone. You have to be very mindful of your integrity and character. You know, and I urge women to and men, you know, have a standard. Love yourself enough to have a standard.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Well said.
You know, there's nothing wrong with looking in the mirror and say, you know what, you're not better. Okay, this may sound kind of Aries arrogant. You're not better than nobody, but yes, you are. In certain ways, you are better than certain people in certain things. I can understand why you say I get sick of things, I get tired of people, but really, what you're really saying is that as you're becoming wiser, and you as a woman, you are being able to see what's not for you, and you can sniff out them betas, man. That's what's really going on.
I don't know what I can say about nowadays. I'm just too busy with wanting to save the world. So interesting. And it's that's so Aquarius of me to say. I'm just trying to get into people's head. Like, look, you should really go this route because I don't think this route's gonna work in the end. I learned that the hard way. It took me years to learn that the hard way. It's all short term, and so I'm not looking for short term anymore. And I'm not being short term like in relationships. I don't care if I have a 5-month relationship with somebody. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. I'm not gonna sulk in it, thinking that it was gonna be a 5-year or a 10-year relationship. But the point is, like, I can't no longer be with people who don't know themselves. And my objective is to have people get to know who they are before they could venture out into a relationship and make it better, or venture out and become who you're supposed to be in any endeavor.
I'm going to add a clause into that theory because it's very important. You have to know who you are, but you also have to leave room for variable change, and you also have to realize that you're not going to be the same person you were. You change all the time. So I don't want somebody in my life to feel like I'm trying to marginalize them according to my standard, because I'm going to constantly evolve too. And hopefully it's in conjunction to what you like too, and then it happens to work. Yeah. But I don't ever want, as an evolved Aries, I would say, in the third quarter of my life, I don't want to make people feel it has to be the exact way all the time. Because I don't want to block your creativity and your genius. You know, the beauty of a woman is a yin and yang. And if I compromise that in her, then I'm also short-circuiting myself. You really can't control anybody if you understand the nature of free will. You can influence the hell out of a motherfucker, but you can't really control them. Because once I close the door and your back is turned, people do what they want anyway. I'm just saying, when you reach a certain level of understanding and confidence in yourself, you forge your own path and you make it work with the person who has theirs as well, and you put it together. I think it's becoming a shit show at this point.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a shit show, but it's
a shit show in life and on TV.
And guess what? In my personal opinion, unpopular opinion, Trump gets impeached, he's still going to be a multi-millionaire, billionaire. I don't understand why people on social media are so focused on Trump losing his job when you about to lose yours and you making $18 an hour. My attitude is like I don't concern myself with other people's business to the point where I'm not conducting mine. See, a smart man and woman understands that you mind your business, and that just is not just when it comes to conversation, that becomes in life. So if I know that somebody's a jerk, all right, cool, he's a jerk. I don't expect him to do anything for me. See, I expect myself to create my own. It's the law of expectation is about what you will into your own life. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, but I ain't gonna get into politics, but I'm just saying, I'm just tired of people complaining about some shit that they can work, master yourself. In the famous words of Don King, the worst thing you could ever do is count somebody else's money. The worst thing you could ever do is count somebody else's money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about a lot of astrology. Like we kind of implemented it, but it's all connected. But if, you know, it was definitely a wonderful conversation,
Yeah.
and it wasn't so much astrology to the point where it was to the letter, but you get to see the Aries personality. There's no acting with me.
Well, it's very creative and passionate. And there's so many qualities. I've done insights on Aries. I did a couple of insights on Aries since I opened up my platform over the summer, and there's so much more to know about each sign, not just Aries. Each sign. I didn't bring Riley here because he was an Aries. I brought him because he's a really good friend of mine, and yes, I want people to know through an astrological perspective how an Aries is. But yes, I want to end it here, and I want to thank everyone for subscribing. Please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you guys.